Hi, this is Xane Daniel. I wanted to thank you so much for participating in this meditation and activation. This is not just a guided meditation, but it is an activation. I work with an extra-dimensional collective called the Hathors. They're very powerful, and by listening to the sound of my voice, you're being activated by the Hathors, and then peppered throughout this meditation, you'll receive very specific, targeted energy healing through activations. And how these activations work is I will say, breath in. And when I do, you'll take a nice big deep breath and you'll hold it at the top and you'll wait for me to say the word awaken. And then you can exhale. But it will be loud, so don't be too surprised when it bursts into your ears. This is the signal that will send a high burst of energy to accomplish whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. And as with all high vibrational energy activations or attunements, it's important for you to know that this can result in a little bit of a recovery period. So don't be surprised if you feel extra tired or extra wide awake. Drink plenty of water after you listen to this. And this recovery period could actually take a couple of days for you to get over. But understand that if you do experience a recovery period, you've gone through quite the transformation. To use the Monday meditations as intended, I invite you to listen to each one all week, every day, until the next Monday meditation releases, and then use that one every day for a week. Each time you listen to them, they will become more and more integrated into the amazing being that you already are. Go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice big deep breath. Relax as you exhale. I want you to zoom in microscopically and take a look at your muscle fibers in your neck, in your shoulders. Do you carry a lot of tension and stress there? Do you carry worry there? I want you to soften those microscopic fibers. Maybe they're a little crusty. Maybe they're a little stuck together. You want to loosen them up. You want to knock off the crust. You want to really feel yourself relax as much as you possibly can. Sometimes we carry our anxiety in our gut area. We tighten the muscles as though we're trying to keep our organs from floating out of our body or from falling out of our body. But you don't have to do that. You can actually relax your gut. You can even relax the muscle that keeps you from peeing or pooping. That's the muscle group that is tight all the time. And so just by simply releasing it a little bit, obviously you don't want to soil your pants, but just releasing it a little bit, you'll notice that there is a way to do that without any consequences. And then you can even do it again and again and again. There's so many layers of tightness in that muscle group that you can be amazed at how many layers there are. And you'll notice that it affects the rest of your body. Because to release those muscles means you have to release other ones too. There's more tied to it than it feels. But this meditation isn't about relaxing. This meditation is about knowing who you are. So who are you? I want you to take a moment to observe who you are? Who is it that is observing the thoughts that come out of your brain? There's a thinker and there's an observer. The thinker is just the brain doing what it's supposed to do. The brain is an organ, just like your heart pumps blood. Your brain produces thoughts. Those thoughts are not you. There's an observer of those thoughts. Is that you? So take a moment and check. Inquire as to, am I the observer of my thoughts? If you are the observer of your thoughts, then who is that? Who is this observer character? Is this just another aspect of your brain? Or is there something bigger here? And when you tap into this observer, you might discover that this observer has access to more information than your brain does. Your brain uses logic. Your brain uses memory. Your brain uses what's been learned in order to provide new information. And notice, it's actually not new. It's the observer that provides new information. So who is that? Maybe it's not even you. Is it you? And if it is you, how is it that you have access to information that is outside of your brain? It's because you are so much bigger than this meat robot walking around with a brain. Many people believe that the brain is driving the meat robot, or that the meat robot is just a vehicle for the brain, because the brain is who you are. We already know that that's not entirely true, because even if it is limited to your biological capacity, there are brain cells in the gut and in the heart. So it's not just your brain. So let's go way beyond the physical. Let's not be limited by these brain cells or any of that jargon. Let's go out. Because if we can't figure out the physiological explanation, then we have to go with the energetic explanation, the world explanation. So we can go outwards or deeper inwards, but let's go outwards at first. How about all the other humans on this planet? Who are they? Are they each individuals and that's it? Or could it be that there's a consciousness that runs through each and every one of them? A consciousness that is just like the observer that you have. And why wouldn't we? Where does it say in the laws of the universe that everything is contained within a body? We already know that's not true. We already know that there's a mycelial network underneath the trees of the forests. And that mycelial network carries information that all the trees share. That one's nice for scientists because it's physical. They can dig it up. They can take samples. But what if we have our own exact situation going on, except that it's not as physical? It's not as obvious. That we all have running through us the observer. What about all the animals? Do they have that same observer running through them? What about all the plants? All the life on this planet could easily have that same observer going. That mycelial network is believed to cover the entire globe, even going underneath the oceans. Okay, so let's assume that that observer exists in all life. How useful that would be to have an observer running through us all. That would mean we could all access each other. Or it would mean that we love to observe. We love to observe in our normal everyday life. We love to watch movies, people watch. We've heard that before. People go into nature to observe animals. Observation is a huge part of life on this planet. It's why we have senses. We have to have at least one sense: sight, touch, smell, hearing, in order to observe something else. If we had no senses, then there wouldn't be anything to observe except ourselves. But that's a lot. So what if this observation part of ourselves comes from something even greater than what we've just been talking about? And why isn't it that we could also say that there is an inherent consciousness, and maybe it's an observer as well, that runs through all things, even non-life? All the planets, the rocks, the asteroids, the stars, the nebula, the black holes, the different dimensions, alternate realities. What's to say that that same consciousness doesn't run through it all? And what's to say that that same consciousness isn't something even bigger than just an observer? Okay, let's go ahead and take a step in a different direction. If you were omnipotent and you wanted to create something because nothing existed until you created something, isn't it possible that you would create a bunch of things and set them in motion and then watch what happened? I think we would do that. We get an ant farm and put some ants in there, set that in motion, put some food in, and watch what happens. Aquariums, the same thing. We love to create miniature worlds and then watch what happens. Couldn't it be that that's what we, as the creator, we as that omnipotent being, would decide to do also? So if that's the case, then that observer that runs through all of life and probably all of non-life is the same as the creator in us that wants to observe the aquarium or observe the ant farm. We are observing our creation. So if that's what's happening, if that's what's going on inside of us and outside of us. And we've decided that we're not just our brains, but we're the observer. Then that also means another angle toward the always true statement, I am source. I am the creator, and thus I can observe all of my creation. Right now, I'm hyper-focused on one particular creation. And that is the person who's sitting here participating in this meditation right now. You've taken a break from being the conscious creator that observes all things, and instead, you're the conscious creator who's just observing one thing. That's how powerful you are, how amazing you are, how endless you are, how infinite you are. You are the observer, you are the creator, and you are observing everything that's going on in all of existence. There can be nothing that escapes your notice. And from here, from being the observer of me, the person who's speaking right now, of your own thoughts, of the various experiences of sitting stationary for a while, any pains or discomfort. If you are truly the observer, then boy, do you have a lot to look for. You have a lot to watch. You have a lot to enjoy. So I want to do an activation that'll put you even closer to realizing how powerful you are, because you are the creator. Breath in. Oi! Good. Helping you realize, helping you trust, helping you know that you are the creator. And you're observing everything in existence. So I want you to rest there for a moment. I want you to see your body sitting in the room that you're sitting in, wearing the clothes that you're wearing. See your eyes closed. And then I want you to leave this area, leave this room, leave your body, go through the walls, go through the ceiling, wherever, and go observe the rest of the world. This is the world that you created. You have the ability, whenever you want to go explore it. So I'm giving you permission to do so now. You can physically soar through space, fly down to a planet, observe any life that you find there, volcanoes, water, rock formations. Or you could just instantly jump to the center of the universe, to the interior of a black hole, to the Big Bang or some very early celestial incident. You can see anything. You can feel anything. You can create anything. And you can be anything because you're the creator. So feel free to enjoy this freedom of the observer, the creator of all things. You can engage in this sort of meditation anytime you'd like. You can lay down and picture yourself experiencing the universe, observing it, being it, knowing it. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for participating in this meditation. I would suggest watching it each day until the next one releases on Monday or Tuesday of each week. Please know that I love you unconditionally, and I'll see you in the next video.